Okay, so we start with lab 4 for question for program 1. So the question asks for the perimeter of a hexagon, and it say that the user need to input the value for hexagon for the side of hexagon 1 and side for hexagon 2, and we need to use loop to calculate the perimeter and save the two perimeter in total perimeter. And this is the example of the user prompt. So let's see the code right here. And this the string, the str1 until str6 is for the user prompt. So in the side hexagon value for 1, the side value for hexagon 2 until the is, because to make it look as similar as the user prompt. And this one is the declaration for the side hex 1 and hex 2, and this one is for the declaration for perimeter hexagon 1 and hexagon 2, and the last one is the total perimeter. So if you can see right here, for offset str1, so this one call for the str1, this one, so it will store, EDX will store the address of str1, and then we call write string. So we call the string 1, so it will be displayed as user prompt, and then this one is the we declare EAX as 0, and then we call redax. Redax means we store the value for hexagon, for the first hexagon, because we use str1, and then we move the value of EAX. So the value that user input will be stored inside side hex. So this is the first side, the first value of the side of the first hexagon. And for this one, ECX at 6, because we know that hexagon have 6 sides. So in this looping, it will basically just add repeatedly for each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it will just calculate the perimeter hexagon. So the EAX store inside the new EAX after already add 6 times. We will store inside perimeter hexagon. And for str3 is the perimeter for hexagon which side. So this just display the answer. So we just side hex 1, move EAX, so we write that, so it will display the value. So it is the same as the one under this one. This one just for perimeter 2, but we will go to this one. So str6 just to call the is, so it will look as similar as the one on the figure too. So where is it? It is right here. So we will call is, and then perimeter hexagon will be moved into EAX, and then we just write the output, and then this one CRLF for end line, so it will go to the new line, and then we move str2. So str2 is the enter a side value for hexagon 2. So from this until L2, until this one, just the same as before, because this is just the hexagon for the second one, so it is the same for str5. So that one call for str5, the total perimeter. So this one is to call the user prompt for the total perimeter, and then this one we just move to EAX and to EBX, and then we add, and then we move it to the total perimeter because the question asks for it. So and save in total perimeter, and so we display the total perimeter and a new line. So if we can just build a project, okay, succeed. And then if we go to start with the debugging, okay, so let's say the first side of hexagon is 4, So it say that parameter for hexagon 1 with 4 is 24. 24, and for the second one, let's say we have 6. So 6 times 6 is 36. So 36 plus 24 is equal to 60. This is the total parameter. That is for question 1. So we continue to program 2. So the question asks for write a program for language to multiply two unsigned number. Your program should ask the input to input the multiplicand and the multiplier. The program will do multiplication of NM using mul, and your program should store the multiplicand, multiplier, and the result in multiplicand variable, multiplier, and product. So this is the example of the user prompt, the output. So let's see here. So we have 4. We have 4 string. This str1 until str4 is the user prompt, same as this one, str5 also, but str5 just to get the x, the times in the third line, and then we declare the variable, so multiplier, multiplier, and product. And for the so we just need to make sure that EAX is 0, so we move 0 to EAX, and we get the address of str1. So the address of str1 will be moved into EDX, and then we call the string. So this one will display please enter a multiplicand, and then it will read and store inside EAX, and the first value that we enter is multiplicand, so we just store the EAX inside multiplicand, and then we call for the next line, we call for multiplier. So for multiplier, we call the user prompt, and then we move the new value from EAX into multiplier, because the second one is multiplier. And the third line, this one for the what operation we are doing, so multiplication of multiplicand times with, so this one multiplication of equal, and then this one we call for the multiplicand, which is for this question is 7, and then for str5, this one we call for the times, the symbol of times, and we call that one, and then we move the value of multiplier into EAX, and we call for the value of multiplier, and CRLF for the new line, and str4 stand for the product is. So this one we want to display the product is, and then for this one we are doing the operation, the mul operation. So the multiplicand store inside EAX, multiplier store inside ECX, and then we mul ECX. So then we move the answer into product, and then we call the product, right? That we call the product, and then we call for the new line. So let's say we build project, succeed, we go to start without debugging. So let's say 2 we times with 5, so the multiplicand 2 and 5, the answer is 10, will be stored inside the product. Okay, so we continue with let for program 3. So the question asks for user to input the value of 6 integer in data type dword, and you have to put the value into an array named hello. So hello is an array with a size of 6, and count event will count the value of hello 0, hello 8, hello 16, and store in variable total event. And for your count odd, will count the value of hello 4, 12, and 20, and store into the variable name total odd. And lastly, display the value of total even and total odd. You must use loop instruction to do the addition process. So this is the example of output. So str1, str2, str3. str3 is the string for user prompt. So integer, total odd is equal, and total even is. So hello world is an array. Hello is an array of size 6. So we have 6 value, and the data type is dword. And this is the declaration for count odd, count even, total odd, and total even. So for the first question, we move the address of hello because this is offset, so it store the address into ESI, and then we use the loop for 6 times. We use it for 6 times. The first loop is for storing the input of the user. So for the offset str1, this one to call the integer, so it will display integer, and call redact. We for ESI, we do it outside because the first array is hello, hello 0. So right now it is still hello 0, and so the value of EX then will be stored into hello 0 because this one is ESI, and then we add 4 because this is dword. So from the first hello 0 to the next this one, for the, from the first value to the 4 value, the difference is 4, so you need to add 4 to go to the next address. That's why we add 4 right here. And then this one for next line, so this loop will go 6 times to store the value of hello. And then for this one just declaration, redeclaration. So we change the ESI to the first address of hello. So the first value of hello, of array hello, store inside EAX. For this one we only use count 3 because count even or count odd only have 3 of it. We have 6 value of array. So for even we have 3 value, and for odd we also have 3 value. So for this one, ESI move into EAX. Since we haven't updated the ESI value, so this one is hello 0, and then we move into count even. So hello 0 move into count even, and then we add 8 because the difference is not from first value to second value. It go from first value to third value and to the fifth value. So this one will be repeated 3 times, and then the value of count even will be moved into EAX, and then EAX go to total even because we cannot directly move from count even to total even. So this is the step. Then for this one, this is the loop for count odd. We start with hello 4 because the question asks for us to start with hello 4 and then hello 12. So this is the initial value lah. So hello 4 address will be stored to ESI. So the value of hello 4 then will be stored into EAX. So for this one we have we do the loop for 3 times, and then we move again. This is just the same step, but okay, it is the same step. Okay, so for EAX, then the value of hello 4 store inside count odd. Then we update the value of ESI, so we add 8, so it will go from the second value into the fourth value, and then it will be stored inside, it will be add inside count odd, and then loop add ESI again, so you go to the 6th value. So the 6th value is hello 20. Hello 20 is the array. the array for hello 20, and it will be moved it will add into count odd, and all the count odd move to EAX, and then it will be stored inside total odd right here. So next line is str2. str2 is just to display the total odd is. So total odd is call for the string, and then we move the value of for total odd, and we call the value lah, so the value for total odd. And then this one for next line, for str3 is the total odd, total even is, and then we move total even to EAX, and then we call the value for total EAX, total even. So we build the project. Okay, succeed. Then go straight to start without debugging. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 5 is 9. So total even is 9. And for total odd, 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. So we got the answer.